Hey, from Stockholm. That's actually one of the things that I'm trying to get used to, is they say hey as their hello. And so it feels very informal when the people at the shop say, hey. I'm just like, hi, you know? Like, I guess that tips me off then as an American, but it's weird that they're just so, it just feels very informal. So today I went down to the Migrationsverket and had my fingerprinting and picture taken. And they were running behind, but we had scheduled the appointment for around lunchtime, so they were probably off having lunch. So it took about, I think it was about 25 minutes late, so typical bureaucratic bullshit, right? But the woman, when we got up to the counter, was like really nice and attentive and wasn't mean or rude or brusque or anything. And she asked if I had my paperwork with me, and I didn't. I didn't think I'd need it because they have everything on file. So she looked it up for me, and we got all that taken care of. And I was really disappointed that they didn't ink my fingertips. I was kind of hoping I'd have black fingertips to show you today, but it was just a scan. And the photo, which she started laughing and told me not to smile. It's like, oh right, this is official. So I went like that, and then that made her laugh more. So that was kind of fun. Kind of interesting atmosphere inside of the place, you know, because everybody there is a foreigner looking for a spot, you know, in the country. And I don't want to say desperation, but you can almost kind of feel that. It felt very, I don't know, I think we all felt like, you know, supplicants, you know what I mean? It just felt, I don't know. It was an interesting atmosphere that I haven't experienced yet here. We took the subway to get there, and that was fine. It rode a lot like the Max, just under things instead of over things. Along the way, there was a beggar who put down, and I'll put up a picture of this with the post. He put a little piece of paper explaining the situation that he was in and asking for money, but we didn't have to interact, so it made it, I know, less awkward and was kind of nice. I mean, it's a bad situation for him to be in, and it sucks, but it was nice to not have to say, no, I don't have any change to him, you know? Because all I'd have to do is just not give him any money. I didn't actually have to say no. So I kind of preferred that. So along the way we passed a lot of graffiti, and I've noticed a lot of graffiti here, which I'm very surprised about, because the atmosphere of the city is so not that type of thing, you know? I mean, it's and it's not like gang related like it would be in the States here. It's, you know, it's what teenagers do for kicks sort of thing. So I think, while not a good thing, I don't think it has as much negative criminal connotation as it does in the States, but it's like everywhere, and it's very weird. While we were down in the subway, they had an exchange place for money. So I went because I was like, oh, I got a 20 out of the bank, so we're cool. And it turns out I had spent part of the 20, so I'm standing there with my $8, and I give the guy the $8, and I'm like, this is all I got. So I got to 50 kroner and some jinglies. So better than nothing. I can now buy like a sandwich. The exchange rate right now is about like 6 or 7-ish. Thereabouts. So you just have to look at the total and divide by 6 or 7. I do 7, but I think right now it's 7, but it kind of wavers on a day to day, or probably month to month, but you know. And so after that we hit this place to eat that was it was like a food court in a mall, but it wasn't in a mall. It was just kind of separate, and it was neat because it had 3 different levels to it, and they had a sign with all of the restaurants. It had 16 in it, and it said, you know, this is on 0 floor, which is the one you come in, and then +1, +2 sort of things that you can find it. I liked that, so you didn't have to figure out what 1 was. You know, it's just the floor you're on. And they had all sorts of different types of food, so I thought I'd try Mexican food at a place called Taco Bar, and it was really yummy, actually. The tortilla was really weird, but the flavoring was great, and the chips were really good, and so was the guacamole. It tasted really fresh guacamole. Eric got a pizza. It was really huge, and he ate the whole thing. It was amazing to watch. After that, I wanted to pick up some fika, so we stopped over at the nearby pharmacy. Right next to the pharmacy, there's a little... Actually, it's something I've noticed about Stockholm. Every place seems to have some little form of baked goods in the corners, like bookstores, grocery stores. They have a lot of 7-Elevens here. I actually passed 3 to get to the library, and they all just have these, like, you know, just little. You can always buy a certain type of bun everywhere because they always have sweets available, and it's kind of nice. And I don't think I got into that, surprisingly, with what I chose for the name of my blog. When I had dinner with Eric's parents the other day, that was my first fika. We had almond cake, and they had coffee. I went with water because coffee is disgusting, and it was just real nice. After that, I came back and napped, and then went back out to the library, where I sat and I wrote for 45 minutes, and then I hit up the books and was there for about an hour or so, and walked back. And it was my first time going out alone like that. It was real nice. I fit in so much because I look so much like a Swede anyway, that when the librarian came to tell me that the place was closing, she's like, blah, 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 you know, and I was just like, only English, I caught none of that. So she helped me find the kids' books I was looking for. I wanted to find one called it's a series called Petsen and Findus, about this old man and his talking cat. And it's pretty popular here in Sweden, and I already have one of the books and I quite liked it, so I was looking forward to reading more, so I got a couple of those, and some remedial reading books in Swedish. I don't get to start my SFI until I get my card, unfortunately, my residence card. So once I get that, I can actually start attending the classes, so I won't feel so much like an idiot when somebody goes to me in Swedish. There's some very basic words that I've got totally down, you know, like thank you, excuse me, hey, you know, really easy words. Thank you is tack, like T-A-C-K, very easy. Excuse me is a little harder with ursäkta, like that. And then hey being hi. So kids are doing really well. I think they're finally coming out of their shells a bit. They were playing with the laser pen earlier, and Wishlet finally went up into the spot that was designated for her before she arrived and was snoring up a storm, apparently. I haven't found any castor oil to cleanse my face with yet. I'm starting to break out like a mad fiend. So hopefully I can find some of the oils that I use for my face cleansing. I'll probably devote some time to that tomorrow. But there's also a bookstore that's dedicated just to sci-fi fantasy. So we were kind of thinking about hitting there tomorrow. So, dangerous place. Yeah, so it was a good day today again. I finally memorized the code to get into our building, which is good. I actually don't have a key yet because the spare key is at Eric's parents' house and we forgot to get it. So, alright, well, that's about it. I know this was a long one, but it was kind of a busy day. So, love you all. Take care. I hope Portland sucks without me. I did look at the weather report and saw that you guys are enduring 100-degree weather. So, heh. It was 72 today. La 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 la. All right, bye you all. I miss ya.